Atomic habits, small changes, big results. Imagine a man who wakes up every morning determined to change his life, but ends up hitting the snooze button on his alarm. He keeps telling himself, "Tomorrow I'll definitely change." Yet his habits pull him back to the same old routine. Does this sound like your story too? Now, let's look at a real-life example. James Clear, who is now a renowned author and motivational speaker, once faced a similar struggle. There was a time when his life felt completely out of control, but he developed a system that helped him achieve massive success through tiny, consistent changes. That system is what he calls atomic habits. Atomic habits teaches us how small steps can lead to big transformations. This book reveals how making just a 1% improvement every day can completely change your life. In this video, we'll uncover how to build good habits, how to break bad ones, and actionable strategies to make your life better. So, get ready, because today marks the beginning of your transformation. Are you ready for this life-changing journey? Why habits matter. Imagine a boy who was always average in his studies. His report card never showed the highest marks, nor the lowest. One day, his teacher told him, "All you need to do is develop the habit of reading one page every day." The boy didn't take it seriously, but decided to give it a try. On the first day, he read for just 10 minutes. Slowly, this habit became a part of his routine. 3 years later, that same boy became the topper of his class. This was the power of his habits. Now, think about this. What if he had never taken that small step? This is why habits matter so much. Your habits define who you are. You become what you consistently do every day. James Clear explains in his book Atomic Habits that habits are the real blueprint of your life. If you change your habits, you can transform your life. In this video, we'll explore how habits shape your thoughts and decisions, why small habits lead to big results, and how the right habits can help you achieve your goals. So, are you ready to change your habits and give your life a new direction? Remember, small changes are the foundation of big transformations. You've already heard that habits can change your life, but now it's time to understand how that actually works. It all operates within a deep and powerful cycle called the habit loop. Once there was a girl named Raya who always felt exhausted and worked late into the night. One day, she realized that her energy depended on one habit. She had gotten into the routine of drinking tea every night. But one day, she took a closer look at her behavior. She found that her habits were broken down into 3 parts. 1. Cue, feeling tired and stressed. 2nd routine, drinking tea. 3rd, reward, feeling refreshed and energized. Now you might be wondering, how does this habit loop work? When you repeat a habit over and over, these 3 components, cue, routine, and reward, are linked together in a cycle. James Clear explains in his book Atomic Habits that recognizing and understanding this cycle is the key to changing your habits. So, the next time you want to change a habit, start by identifying your cue, then change your routine, and set a reward that motivates you to stick with the new habit. This cycle of habits works in this way, and as you begin to understand it, your journey from why habits matter to the habit loop becomes even clearer. Identity-based habits. Have you ever wondered what sets highly successful people apart? Is it their habits? Not just their habits, but their identity, how they perceive themselves. Take Elon Musk, for example. His identity as an innovator and risk-taker is what drives him to adopt habits that push him to take bold steps. Or consider Warren Buffett, who believes that the best investment you can make is in yourself. Both of these individuals' habits are deeply connected to their identity. James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, explains that habits are not just actions, but become part of your identity. You become what you believe about yourself. If you see yourself as a healthy person, you will naturally develop the habit of making healthier choices. Identity-based habits means linking your habits to your identity. If you see yourself as a successful entrepreneur, Your daily habits should align with that identity. Here's the simple concept to remember. The key to building lasting habits is to focus on who you wish to become, not what you want to achieve. In this way, you can transform your identity through your habits and give your life a new direction. Let's take a real-life example. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who is now one of the biggest movie stars in the world. But his journey wasn't easy. There was a time when he was a struggling wrestler, but he started seeing himself as a fit and strong person. His identity became The Rock, the Motivator. Now, everything he does is tied to this identity, whether it's his workout or filming. So, he made habits like waking up at 4 a.m. every day to work out. His habits became part of his identity, and these habits became the key to his success. This shows that when you change your identity, your habits naturally align with that identity. How to build small habits. Now, let's talk about how you can build small habits in your life. Think about it. There was a time when Bill Gates didn't have any major investments, but he took small steps like reading books and focusing on technology. Today, he's one of the world's biggest businessmen. In James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, he teaches us that small habits are the beginning of big changes. Do you want to change your habits too? The first step is start small. If you want to get fit, don't start with going to the gym. Start with just a 5-minute workout. Here's another tip: habit stacking. For example, you can do a few push-ups while having your morning tea. Make it easy. Simplify your goal. If you want to read a book, start by reading just 5 pages a day. Remember, small beginnings lead to big successes. So, are you ready to change your habits? Have you ever wondered how we can break bad habits? Imagine there was a man who struggled with the addiction of drinking. Every day he told himself, "I'll quit tomorrow." But the next day, the same old habits took over again. This man's name was Jack. Jack had to work harder than he ever imagined to break free from his bad habits. James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, explains that breaking bad habits is not easy. But if you can recognize the cue, trigger of that habit, you can break it. Jack first realized that whenever he felt lonely, he would fall back into his drinking habit. So he adopted the strategy of disrupting the cue. Whenever he felt lonely, he would reach out to his friends or do something else, which gradually helped him break the habit. Next, he applied the strategy of make it unattractive. He kept the alcohol in a strange place, making it less tempting and less appealing. Finally, Jack was able to break free from his bad habits and turn his life around. This shows that to break bad habits, we need to recognize the cue, disrupt it, and make the habit unattractive. The power of consistency. You've probably heard the saying, success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. Let's talk about the power of consistency. There was a boy named Raj who wanted to get fit. He kept telling himself that one day he would go to the gym and build his body. But one day Raj heard from his friend Sam that consistency is the real key to success. Sam told him, small efforts every day, even if they seem insignificant, add up to big results over time. Raj listened to him and made a plan to take small steps every day. He went to the gym for just 10 minutes every day, thinking that consistency would bring results over time. At first, he didn't see any change, but Raj didn't give up. After some time, his hard work began to show. He became fitter and more confident. James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, explains that the biggest benefit of consistency is that you keep moving towards success, even if the results show slowly. So, Raj's story teaches us that success isn't about one big effort, but the result of small, consistent actions over time. If you also bring consistency into your habits, change will definitely come. In today's world, nothing changes overnight. What you desire requires effort, time, and most importantly, consistency. Today we've discussed atomic habits and how small habits lead to big success. But what if I told you that it's not just about changing your habits, but also about changing your thinking and mindset? Let's dive into another story. This one is from Rich Dad, Poor Dad. When Robert Kiyosaki was young, he had two fathers, his biological father and his best friend's father, whom he called his rich dad. While his biological father taught him the importance of education and getting a job, Rich Dad taught him how to understand and grow wealth. Rich Dad said, "The more you learn, the more you earn." Now, imagine if you adopt the same mindset. If you see yourself as a wealth creator, your habits will naturally align with that vision. Just like Rich Dad, Poor Dad teaches us, if you focus on small habits and the right mindset, massive changes can happen in your life. As we learn from Atomic Habits, success starts with small steps. And as Rich Dad, Poor Dad teaches, life-changing transformation comes from the mindset we adopt. So today, start improving both your habits and your thinking, and give your life a new direction. Are you ready? If yes, then be sure to check out my next video, where I'll dive deeper into the lessons of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Your small step today could be the first toward your big dreams. Join me, and let's take that step toward change together.